back to the North American Challenger Series. Our second match of the night is moments away. But before we get to that, here's what happened last night when TDK squared off with CLG Black, featuring the one and only EpicSkillshot.
And there's also some other people on this roster that are new. We have RF Legendary in the top lane, and Maria on AD carry, formerly known as Yuno.
Yeah, and normally a support player here, but filling in basically all of the Korean players were swapped out here. We actually hear that the old lineup will be back for the postseason, but this is the sub roster for today and tomorrow's game. Anyway, EpicSkillshot, he's the big star of this one. Gets a little block, gets a big playmaker for himself. That's what we're going to be watching. CLG Black do some cool things, though. They've actually got Rumble here. They get a carry top laner for Lorla, who does well. Problem is, EpicSkillshot at 6 and does this kind of stuff.
Immediately in, 2 chains go out, and Kez says, you know what, I am going to go in, and gets in that first kill.
And then TDK already up 6-2, CLB down 2K, wants to go for the fight. That's a pretty good equalizer, pretty good start to the fight, but...
They take out Kez, and then ThinkHard's like, don't mind if I do. Picks up the dragon for his team, but they still go 2-1 in that fight.
And now, yeah, CLB go for a couple of individual plays. They do what they can. EpicSkillshot, though, hitting ThinkHard. All right, he's ignited. Heal him, Kenny. Heal him. Don't stop. And he cancels the Monsoon.
He shielded Stixxay right before that as well.
Yeah. So Desperation Baron, CLB time it off of the Dragon attempt of TDK. TDK reacts in time, though. Baron goes to CLB, but this fight gets cleaned up. Yeah,
they don't have flashes to get out of the pit at that point, and they're basically pushed up against the wall, and it's firing squad for Maria and crew.
So a 4-for-0 off the Baron. EpicSkillshot just over and over. By the way, he's 12-1-6 right now. Yeah. This is a 1v3.
Welcome to the North American Challenger Series, Alex, where you steal kills from Maria, and then you take them all for yourself. The jukes, and he comes back for easy.
Yeah, Smoothie sets him up, so I guess it is a fair 2v3, but EpicSkillshot now 15-1-6. The LeBlanc pretty brutal. Team disengages off. The ThinkHard just, you know, flash R or whatever, who cares at this point. It's pretty much going to be just a mop-up crew. And TDK really just looks so scary in this game.
Alex isn't done.
Yeah, no, I mean, get a couple more kills, why the heck not? 17-1-7, 24 KDA. Highest I believe we've ever had in the North American Challenger Series. This split, 17 kills. And yeah, pretty darn good.
In 35 minutes as well. About a kill per minute falling into his hands. Even more in terms of just kill participation overall.
Yeah, so TDK kind of, without a doubt, was going to kind of win this game once you saw the first 8 minutes of it. EpicSkillshot went big. Smoothie's perfect score on Morgana. We didn't kind of comment on that one very much, but a great Morgana game. ThinkHard on Nunu jungle. You know, he got some good early ganks, but problem is just so many of their lanes lost that CLB didn't have much of a chance to turn this game around.
Yeah, and as much as we talk about it, EpicSkillshot on an assassin back in the mid lane, it does really good things for them, but this team seemed to have just bright spots all over.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about TDK, and this is a sub-roster. These guys have not had time to really synergize with each other. I know that RF Legendary, EpicSkillshot, and Yuno/Maria are on a team together, but the fact that you throw in a completely different jungler and a completely different support, that's a lot of synergy that needs to get down instantaneously.
Yeah, well, so far it worked okay. Individual school especially seemed to be pretty good. So TDK started 3 new members this week, but the one that stood out from the rest was that former Moscow 5 and Gambit Gaming star EpicSkillshot. We're going to be watching him again today. We can't really say much more that we haven't already said. He did really well. He's a really good player.
That's his average gold over 1 game.
I'm glad we have our averages in here for this guy. What else can you say? We talked about him throughout the entire highlight reel. He's probably still going to do very well. I expect to probably still see more assassins on him. Guys, EpicSkillshot.
Yeah.
No surprise he's destroying everything.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see if he does get an assassin, the types of plays he can pull off. Because that LeBlanc triple kill by itself was a highlight reel there.
That's true.
He was very fed. He bought Luden's Echo first item on that champion. And I love just seeing those new things, seeing the diversity, especially since we were kind of in a meta where people like Athene's Morellos get a CDR item that makes you not have to worry about your mana so much. And people are going for Luden's Echo and being like, you know what? I want that early game burst damage.
Yeah. And it's interesting, actually, just sort of seeing Alex's career for a while because the big thing was he spent a little bit of time as a top laner in the European Challenger Series. He was actually at one time considered to be one of the players that were going to come in for Alliance way back when that team got sort of reformed and everyone else came into it. He was like in the consideration. He played in the European Challenger Series for a bit, didn't get very far with that one. It was just kind of, he was sort of a mid-tier top laner over in Europe. But back in the mid lane, comes to NA, doing pretty darn good. He's going to be a fun player to watch overall, and we get ourselves into picks and bans for this one.
his top lane, he was pretty much just playing mages too.
That's true.
He was just like, all right, let's play Kayle, let's play Ryze, let's play Lulu, and there's no real top lane assassins that he was fitting with.
Assassins aren't great in the top lane, I feel like, anyway, as sort of their main matchups. By the way, other big storyline for this point, CLG Black heavily changed up their roster for this match. After game 1, they changed it here for Wednesday's game. Easy to straight left. He's not in the roster at all, or sorry, not starting here.
Yeah, I'm like, he's gone? He left?
So the big change is, yeah, Easy dropped out of the starting lineup. They moved Kenny, the support, into mid lane and had their manager, Sammy, fill in for support. And then Stixxay and ThinkCard, the AD and jungler, just role swapped. So the second one, I'm a little more surprised about. The first one, like, at least I get it. It's like, if Easy likes, like, guys, I'm demoralized, or, you know, I can't really... know the reason.
I previously welcomed to AlexEach to North American Challenger, but now it's official. Welcome to the North American Challenger, where you play the same team twice, but there's completely different people on it.
Well, it's kind of like TDK last week, and then TDK
exactly,
also
right?
completely different people.
They're doing it to other people.
That's part of the mind game, actually. Bringing in their subs to, you know,
you don't know what they're going to play.
Subs versus subs.
You don't even know what they're going to do.
Well, his first pick, Nidalee, comes out here, and at this point, I don't know anyone's champion pools anymore. Kenny, in solo queue, is a top laner. I saw him play AD carry a bit competitively. He played support for CLB. Now he's playing mid. We'll see what he ends up going for in this one. I'm trying to think of like good top laners that are also mid laners. It's like Morgana,
Lulu.
Yeah, a lot of sort of the mage top. So we'll see if that ends up being the case here. But Nidalee, commonly a jungler. If we're just kind of looking at general picks and bans, likely to go to 6A, I would guess at that point. TDK now to make their first few choices, and I gotta kind of ask how seriously they're really looking at this one. I mean, we've seen teams get upset.
Why do you have to ask? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, on paper, you're like, CLG can't possibly care anymore about these games.
So here's the thing, too, is they still, like, 5th and 6th place, there is a difference between them.
No, there is.
And you could be fighting for those, but CLG Black are kind of throwing all the chips on the table, and I don't know if they're throwing them and saying that's where they land, or if they're just walking away from the table.
Yeah, well, normally, you can walk away and keep your chips.
Yeah.
In the real world, you walk away a little bit more dignified and you don't throw the rest of your money away. But CLG Black, though, going to see what they end up doing. Kez gets Vi once again. Morgana for Smoothie again if he wants it. Of course, we don't really know Alex's and RF's legendaries, champion pools in competitive right now. Haven't seen him for a while. Sion in. So Lorlo going to be back on tanks, even though Rumble is up and so is Aurelia. So again, I just have to criticize the choice in champions here. Lorlo not on a carry top laner.
He's gotta start fights.
Yeah?
He's gotta start these fights for his team. I mean, you have a Nidalee. I guess they want that frontliner because it is Ezreal who's a flex pick, right? And if they do go double AD, AP Nidalee in the jungle, then they want a frontliner. They want something.
That's true.
Because they'll have mixed damage, right? Mixed poke damage for sieging.
Well, looks like another assassin look for AlexEach here. Ahri the hover. Of course, you mentioned the Ezreal flex pick. Maybe you save mid for last, considering you know for sure what the top lane matchup is. Why not pick one now? Still hover on Ahri, though. Got to see what the last few choices end up being. Kennen, actually. Okay, so we might see it mid, might see it top. I guess Morgana also a flex pick, theoretically. Lucian, though, for the AD carry. We know at least 2 champions for sure in their roles for TDK. Seems like a good team fight comp.
Yeah, so far it just seems like a lot of, like, that could be the top laner and the mid laner, right? Like, could be Morgana top.
That's true.
Could be Kennen mid.
Very true.
Lot of AoE team fight here for a Wombo, but they have the pick with Kez in the jungle, so this team could get off the ground very early and then fight mid game. But RF Legendary, I remember him being a little bit of a Kennen player back in the day.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Like, he was a Kennen. I remember just turning on his stream sometimes. It's like, oh, he's playing Kennen. When, like, almost nobody would play Kennen.
Right.
So he's like, Doran's...
He's a big Nidalee player, too. He just tends to play a lot of the old range top laners before. It was like...
A lot of bullies.
Yeah. And actually, when you look at the game that he played yesterday, he was actually building his lane out really well. He was actually beating up Lorlo in the top lane. And that was a pretty positive thing for them. We'll see if that happens again for TDK.
He did play Kennen yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So a pretty likely pick for him, but we'll have to see. A couple more seconds. The last few picks come through, and it's going to be Graves and Lulu picked up here. So it is going to be the double AD comp, and it's going to be, I guess, Lulu support. Theoretically, it could be Sion support, Lulu top lane. That is actually a real chance here. We've actually seen it in the Challenger Series already.
Shout out to Trance.
Shout out to Trance, the best and worst Sion support we've seen in the North American Challenger Series. hit maybe a total of 1 onslaught all game.
We don't talk about that.
I did.
We don't. It's inclusive.
Apparently not, because
both of us don't at the same time.
Great. Sign on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sign.
Hey, look at what they locked in.
All right, Zed. Yeah, Alex Ich not going to be Ari after all. Sees, hey, I'm facing an Ezreal. You know what Ezreal doesn't buy? Zhonya's.
Yes, that is very true.
So
that could be AP Ezreal. So listen to that.
Okay, okay. And to be fair, last time we talked about Ezreal, we actually saw an AP Ezreal. So
that's true.
Something to keep in mind. But Alex Ich landing up against Zed's natural prey of 80 carries, and you know, honestly, I gotta have to expect another Alex Ich buffet this game.
Alex Ich buffet.
I think it's backwards. Who knows? Either way, high hopes. TDK. I'm trying to think about the math again. Yeah, if TDK wins and Fusion lose, no, it doesn't matter. If TDK wins, they're guaranteed second place.
Yes.
Just flat out, if TDK wins here, they're guaranteed second place in the playoffs. They will guarantee that they will play Fusion as well in the first round. And TDK looking very scary with this lineup. Of course, they say it's not going to be the one that's going to stay for the playoffs. But even the all-Korean lineup actually looked pretty good for them.
Yeah, and this is a little bit of a preview because I know that 3 of these players have a different roster that they're working on for next Challenger.
That's true.
So excited to see how this all shapes up.
Yeah, we get a little bit of a taste of these players before we see them in the summer split, or at least the qualifiers for that. Now, with the rosters locked in, these two teams are ready to fight, but we want to know who you think is going to claim victory. Tweet at LOL Esports with either hashtag CLB win or hashtag TDK win, and we'll check your votes in just a few minutes. Getting ourselves into the game very soon. Again, a win for TDK guarantees them second seed in the playoffs and guarantees them side choice against Fusion, who would be locked in at third seed for sure at that point as well. CLG Black, if they win here, they pop 1 win over TSM Darkness. They have a pretty good chance at staying in that 5th seed, which does matter, by the way. When you go into the qualifiers, 5th and 6th automatically drop out of Challenger, go into the qualifiers. 5th seed puts you 1 round closer to qualifying back into the series. There is a reason, a very real reason, an important one for CLB to win here.
Sammy buying items a little slow. Everybody's out. What are you doing? Oh, she's taking care of managerial stuff beforehand.
Oh, gosh.
So what happens if you put the manager in? She's got other duties. Look at that. She's alone in the base. It's 30 seconds.
To Summoner's Rift.
She had to make sure Pix was following, too.
Okay, yeah. Just wait up for it. Making her Challenger debut. There's a crack in the battle lines up at the top.
Well, Trinket Ward, then Retreat. They're actually putting the duo lane down here. I actually really like with Spell Thief supports being somewhere aggressive and trying to get 5 gold off of it.
Yeah.
I just feel so good that I'm like ahead in gold.
30 seconds.
It means like basically nothing.
A 5 gold! We did it!
But with the 2-mana evade, though, it gives them a deep ward on to Gromp. It now lets them see where Kez starts by at least process of elimination, and if TDK is going for the double or the Gromp start. So I think actually I really like that Trinket Ward coming down, and very few teams camp like that southeast jungle, so you can always get that Trinket pretty reliably.
Oh yeah. You walk up, you force yourself in there, as long as you see where the other members of the team are. Don't just go walking in there looking for that ward.
Yeah, but it's such a rare camp spot that like I'd give you like a 99.5% chance there's no one, like you're not going to get really stopped.
I mean, sometimes.
No, sure. As the game evolves, like you can start seeing what are common invade spots, but I've never seen a team camp that wall, or at least I haven't seen it in like 6 months.
Some teams will try to invade you from that side as 5 people.
Oh, that's true.
And you walk straight into them.
That's true. I'll give you that. Oh, Kenny in the mid lane on Ezreal, actually, something he would be fairly comfortable on. Lorlo also. I like what he does is, by the way, he doesn't want to kill any of the Raptors early on because he wants to die faster. The sooner he dies, both before and after the execute, the sooner he gets back in a lane. He shouldn't have killed the small ones first, though. Those would have dealt damage to him and helped him decay down faster.
He didn't even use his shield that second time that it was up because he, of course, didn't want to die slowly.
Yep. And gets 16 bonus health by learning W at level 1. 10 for a big monster, 2 for any small one.
Leveled up his E. Okay, so what we've been seeing is the evolution kind of Scion top lane, where people are maxing Q first.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that in 5.5, they swapped them. They made it so that the E scales up in mana cost with level, and Q doesn't. And also Q now has an outrageous ratio on it for total AD. I believe it gets up to something like 300 base damage with 197% of your AD.
Yeah.
That's frankly disgusting.
It's a lot of damage. I mean, you could dodge it theoretically, right? It's got a channel that.
Yeah, like but it's disgusting.
It's a lot of
when
damage.
It hits, you're just like, this tank just hit me for 1/3 of my HP.
All movement players already know about this.
Yes, they do, because they're building Spell Pen and being scumbags.
Yep. Well, Kenny versus Alex in the mid lane. So far, actually, a small minion lead for Kenny, so can't say it's too horrible. Early gank pressure by Stixay, the new jungler of CLG Black, but I don't see how he's going to land an easy Javelin. Alex actually is cheating to the side. Javelin misses. All right, no gank pressure.
It's really hard to have gank pressure as the Nidalee. You kind of pick on the jungler, and then you wait for those spears if people are pushed up. And then it's really on them for being in a spot where they could be exploited by spears.
You know, I got to say, CLB right now, up 200 gold. Sub-squad is winning. I mean, it's the laning phase we're all
Which
pushing.
sub-squad?
The CLB sub-squad.
They're both sub-squads.
Shh. Just saying.
You could say the sub-squad is winning this game, and it would be true regardless of which side is winning.
Nuh-uh. They could be tied, then I'd be wrong. Ha!
You said they're up 100 gold, 200 gold. I don't know how much.
I could have been factually incorrect, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, CLB just won the game. No, see, that would be wrong. See, this is how it works, Aiden.
Why are you calling? No, that'd be unprofessional. You're calling the game early.
All right, well, Lorelo is looking for a lane kick here. Stixay. I feel like this is how laners think junglers work.
Whoa,
You're
whoa,
like, you
whoa,
should camp my
whoa.
lane, bro. You should gank for me.
Smoothly with the black shield to prevent nothing. Those minions.
Oh, that blue cash minion.
They're caster minions. They cast magic. Spell immune now.
They're physical spells.
I know. For some reason.
Oh, juke the Q. Ha! Nope. Kenny's starting to get really poked out, actually. There's a big minion wave for him to farm at some point, but Alex starting to get a big health lead in this matchup. And that's a rough situation. Of course, Ezreal low gank follow-up. Stixay on Nidalee. Not the best ganker without a CC lane anyway, and Alex going to have impunity to push this wave in. Lorelo starting to get his own push coming down. Will poke down RF Legendary. Is maxing Q still.
Yes, he is. Just went
One
for the
point E
range.
for the poke. Oh, that Q wasted. But still hitting this at, yeah, some decent damage.
Oh boy. Yeah, maxing the Q after getting the W to start and then the E just for some ranged farming. So I guess it would be the safer choice against the Kennen since it can auto attack
Or
harass
E
you.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think about it, it's not. Yeah. I don't know if it's optimal, but it's not a wrong choice.
I think it's the right choice.
Yeah.
Got a little poke down. Okay, so top lane basically equal mid lane. A forced recall brings Kenny down 12 CS. And Alex got a pretty safe recall. The bot lane actually holding a small lead for CLB. Sammy, the team manager think card, normally a jungler, but they're actually doing well against Maria and Smoothie. That said, again, Maria, normally a support player herself. So, actually, for what it's worth, CLB's old duo lane of Kenny and Stixay was like hardcore winning this lane early on, actually, in game one. But now the Ignite, the charge on in, pretty good damage coming down.
Oh.
Bit of a comeback. It's going to be a dodge. Stixay does not land the Javelin. RF Legendary does have Slicing Maelstrom, but no one would die to it. Has to flash over the Q of Lorelo. And here's the dive on in. Kenny, Ignite is on. Somebody he'll use. He will survive just barely.
That
But
missed
Alex
Q. That missed Q by Alex was what did it. Flash is not blown in the mid lane, but that's poking Kenny out so much. He has his ultimate now, but ooh, checking the spots, making sure that he isn't backing right there, and possibly punishing him for insecure or unsecure attack.
True Shot Barrage was not sent toward Dragon, and instead will get 1 CS, and Stixay will get the rest of the mid lane. Easy hop, easy E. Speaking of rap gods. Easy E, no one? Okay, moving on. I was waiting for your reply. Wrong audience. I got it, I got it.
I cast League of Legends for a living. You expect me to listen to rap?
Sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
I hear hobbies are good things.
Yeah, no. Would that be a hobby?
Why not?
I guess listening to it is a hobby.
Playing games are hobbies.
Yeah, that's true.
Watching movies are hobbies. Are you on my side yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Sports are hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah. No, I was just like, is it something you enjoy, or is it something that you do? But listening is of course something that you do. So yeah, it would qualify as a hobby.
Be good. Well, actually, a closer game than I think a lot of people would have expected in this one, though. 100 gold, nope, 0 gold difference, 100 gold difference. TDK actually starting to get farther ahead, mostly again from Alex Zitch here, who's doing quite well against Kenny. The rest of the lane still holding basically equal. Both AD carries got their BF sword recalls, so not enough pressure to force a bad one on either side.
This is such a punishing matchup, too, for Kenny.
It's only going to get worse.
Stixay.
Good amount of damage. The flash in for Smoothie. The flash for Thinkard will not get him out. Sammy will disengage just a little bit, but Binding comes in. Just get the chase down. Maria gets first blood down to the bottom lane.
And the sub lane.
Yep, continue. Wow, playing off roll, going so well. Stixay gets a blue buff. Ha, got you.
Wrong sub lane, man. I was talking about Sammy and Thinkard.
Sure.
I'm just kidding. Oh. Smoothie's action. Oh, I like that. I like the zoning going on the other side of the turret to make sure that you can't even get experience and hit level 6.
Alright, so a 500 gold lead for TDK as Kez has unlocked the Vial ultimate. Engage comes in once again. Alex Kenny with a nice juke, but he goes back in towards the ulti shadow. Alex doesn't even need Death Mark to kill him. And a second kill of the game.
He killed Kenny.
You jerks.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know, it's a two-man line.
Oh,
oh. Flash, do it! Pansy?
Take it.
You have to. Come on, man. How many times in your life do you say, I killed Alex Zitch 1v1? I would have done that.
Just to be able to say that.
Hey, I still hold that I first blooded Season 1 MVP Shushay 1v1 top lane.
That's true.
At the Season 1 World Championship. It's a real thing, it happened.
Look it up.
Look it up. Corki versus Janna.
I remember that game.
Stixay looking for a lane gank, but Kez doing the same. He's already going for the ball breaker. Ulti goes in, already catching Sammy. Nice binding, but here comes Nidalee. Catches Maria, goes in for the dive. The flash away keeps her safe. Stixay now forced to run. So much damage coming through. Can't pick off Kez. Ignite. Is it going to be enough? No, he smites for a bit of health and gets away with it. Lorlo comes in, does not catch Maria. Slams the ground, hits Smoothie with the L, spreads some armor. Q's the wave, because why not? But Binding should be up soon. He's got to be careful. Lorlo gets hit, gets destroyed. Stixay trades one back, though, and now an angry Scion looking to kill
What
support.
is happening?
RF Legendary TP's in, looks for Thinkard, thinks he's going to get him. In fact, he does. Stixay with a trade kill again. 2-0-0 Nidalee.
And Alex is still coming towards this side. He's looking for Stixay here. They got the kitty corner.
Oh!
Wouldn't have mattered. He already got the death mark animation
Face plants
off.
the wall.
He didn't want to see what was going to happen to him.
I just want to point out.
Away.
I just want to point out. The 80 carry players for both teams have the most kills. Confirmed, most skilled role.
The 80 carry players for both teams?
Stixay's an 80 carry player.
I guess that's true.
He has both his team's kills.
He's playing jungle right now. You can't be an 80 carry player playing jungle and competitive.
He's so
that's
good
not how it works.
At League of Legends. Because of his 80 carry mechanics and game sense, he role swaps and is still the best player on his team. Got him.
Flawless logic. How could I ever argue with you, Free?
You can't.
I can't.
That's why this casting duo works so well.
Stop.
Alex is zoning out eye-canning you. Notice he plays an 80 carry as not an 80 carry main. Loose lane.
Got him.
Got him.
RF Legendary. It's actually... The TP play down bottom helped him out a little bit, but it's Scion in the top lane. This guy is hitting those power spikes where he's got the rank 5 in his Q. He chunks you every time you take one of his abilities. Look at that. He just whittles you down over time.
Life is pain, and he's actually maxing E second, so even more poke damage and going for the aggressive damage type sort of build. Glacial Shroud for a bit of CDR and mana, but then Spectre's Cowl for the lane matchup, so good mix of distances and health for Lorlo. Definitely a beefy Scion here.
I mean, if you ever see an unbeefy Scion. Oh, speaking of beefy.
Oh, no, he just oh, yes! Out mechanics, Stixay gets the red buff, but Alex is coming in to make it a 2-on-1, but even a 2-on-1 gets escaped by the AD carry player, Stixay. Pro strats here, RF Legendary fighting up against Lorlo. I don't think anyone's going to die here.
You sure about that? He's got an ulti. They both have ultis.
Great insight, Aiden.
I don't know. They gonna fight each other? I'm just hoping that they fight each other.
They are fighting each other. What? They've been doing it the whole time.
Longer. There we go. No!
Through the minions. Lorlo gets the slow, actually. The Q. Oh, Lorlo gets the yell. Doesn't get enough damage. Flash W, maybe? Oh! Yeah! Lorlo gets one on the board.
Nobody's gonna die here. Freak 2015.
Whatever. Not yet. I'm allowed to change the statement as things change. And things changed.
Hey, I was sitting there like, hey, they both have ultimates, like, so they can use them and stick to each other. But
sure.
Like, God. Mock the insight, then the insight comes back to bite you.
Please. Bot lane, though, heavily under pressure. Maria and Smoothie nearly knocking this turret down. A big bunch of damage on a Think card. Good culling comes out. One minion left. They're going to stay with the turret. They are. Turret goes down first of the game. Close in the binding. TDK, though, building now a 2,500 gold lead. Stixay on the invade, though, thanks to his top laner's pressure.
Yeah, that's true. The fact that Lorlo is doing so well in that top lane, and we've talked about his carry top lane style. Scion, with high base damages, is kind of a carry top laner at the start.
Like, the laning phase is very aggressive.
We talk about lane bullies. Kennen is a lane bully, but up against a Scion, it's completely negated and put into Scion's favor.
Kenny's still getting poked at. Keeping not bad in CS. Like, despite how rough this matchup is, 110 CS, only down 30. I mean, I guess he's down 30. Like, it's bad, but like, I would have expected worse. Every time I see that matchup, it's like, oh God, how miserable is this?
Alex basically has 130% of the CS of Kenny.
But like, Kenny's out CSing his team. Pretty much.
Okay, I mean, it is Ezreal.
Yeah, like he's
you can steal. You can steal side laners.
Well, another engage comes in, and Stixay's in a pretty bad spot. Tries to get away, but RF Legendary says no. Thinking to that one, picks up a red buff for his troubles.
It's a Stixay situation. When you get caught by 3 people, and they have a bunch of ultimates to spend on you.
Good job, Aiden. You're learning.
You're welcome.
You got the beginner one in. That's good. Name puns are easy. Sometimes they're worth doing. Lorlo, though, phase checks into 2, gets stunned up.
They're trying to get in front of him so he can't ulti away. Where are you going to go? Oh!
And it does whiff indeed. There's going to be enough damage coming through. Ignite is on. Another stun comes in. Alex Ich on a killing spree. The double ninja combo. You wouldn't think they'd work together, but this time they do. Lorlo angrily smacks some minions and dies.
Smoothie's off on the side here. He's looking for some gank pressure. Kenny extends forward. He's got a lot of escapes. He still has his flash available too. Tracking him.
Bye.
Oh.
E over the Q. Oh, gets away from the ulti. That's actually pretty big, but Maria's here now, and this is going to be a pretty bad spot for Kenny to be in. Does flash, but I think it's going to be enough damage. Maria, it's 1 crit finally. Knocks him down.
That Maria picking up the kill. Smoothie basically sheepdogged him all the way over there, herded him in that direction. Smoothie, a little too far forward.
Oh, Smoothie, though, still a cupcake. Dodges the javelin.
Whoa.
Alex Ich wants Sammy, but the wild growth keeps her alive. And they're going to disengage pretty safely. TDK, though, after all this, they're up 5K already, 17 minutes in. 2 dragons, 3 turrets to 1, up 6 kills.
Yep, off of all these little skirmishes here. Up 6 kills. Ooh. Oh, no, it's not going to. Whoa. 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 It hit somebody else. Different map.
What?
Different map.
You're wrong.
You're killing the hype.
You got to make it at least believable.
Oh, my God. It hit somebody. There you go. I can't believe it hit him. Off on the other side of the map.
No. I'm just going to be a buzzkill for you.
Thank you.
I'm just disagreeing with everything you say now. Well, most things you say.
Okay, damn. I was about to be like,
you don't get
Freak is the greatest co-caster.
You're absolutely right. You are so correct. I shouldn't have interrupted you just so you could say it. Yeah. Try again.
No, I'm not going to.
Too late. Guys, you know how we do like the playbacks at the end of the games? Clip that out and have that as like the post-game thing.
No. Don't.
I was just told no in my headphones, so sadly,
Thank production.
Just watch the game on YouTube, scroll back, let's do it again. It happened, trust
It
me,
wasn't
guys.
completed. I think it said the whole thing.
You said Freak is the greatest co-caster. That's all we needed to hear.
There's more in there.
Doesn't matter.
Greatest co-caster named Freak.
No, it's too late.
Boom.
It's way too late for this one.
It's been addendummed at this point.
No, that's not how this works. Anyway, guys, here we go. Red buff being attempted by CLG. Black, there's a ward in there, though. Kez might want a part of this one. He's got a black shield on. He really wants this one.
He keeps coming back to this
He's got
red
smite.
buff.
Oh, no, goes 6A. 80 carry mechanics, all that fun stuff.
Is he gonna jump Kez? Nope.
Can't.
Meanwhile, RF Legendary's just been shoving the top lane in. Has a 20 CS advantage, has his Zhonya's Hourglass completed as well as his Distortion boots. And Alex, he's looking for a sneaky play. He's right on top of Lord, though. He's just wasting time. And here's the thing is CLB aren't even making use of the time that he's wasting. They're just like, oh, well, that minion juked towards you, Alex. That minion drew aggro to you. You know there's something.
That's why he left. Krug will go to 6A, though, all the same. Some more farm coming in Italy. Unsurprisingly, just getting a ton of farm there. 100 CS in Italy already, 19 minutes in. Typical 80 carry player. Just takes out the farm.
He's in carry mode.
He is.
He's
got all his team skills.
Everything Stixay does, you're like, typical 80 carry player. I'm going to watch him die and just be like, typical 80 carry player.
Yeah, no appeal from his team.
Typical.
Unsurprisingly. Squishy, everyone's focus. Yeah,
where's the
typical.
Support? Where's his support as he's doing the jungle?
I can't hear you supporting from the mid lane.
Ah. Stixay left to solo the jungle.
I mean, think about it though, right? Like, so many teams, we talk about their mid-jungle synergy. What better way to have that than bring your dual lane to mid and jungle? It's perfect. CLB had the they had the plan all along.
Oh, so just that's brilliant in a weird roundabout way, but it works.
All right. Well, of course it does, but here we go. Kez looking at Dragon number 3. He got the first one like 8 minutes in. He's got the third one already. I mean, Dragon 5 is not going to be far away for TDK. 32 minutes is a pretty early mark for that. And really, the Alex Itch split push has begun. He's on Zed. He's got 3 kills, 180 CS. This pressure in the bot lane is going to keep mounting. And even though it's only 20 minutes in, TDK are farmed enough that they could realistically go for a 4-man Baron this early on with just Kez tanking it.
Yeah, and the fact they have a Blade of the Ruined King on top of it, it's just a lot of percent HP damage to deal to it. And also the fact that Alex has completed that Blade of the Ruined King.
Oh yeah, mechanics.
Typical 80 carry player. Stealing the blue.
Oh please. Securing the buffs that the jungler couldn't get. Securing buffs without smite. Got him.
There you go.
Alex Itch, though, still in the split push. Not getting any progress, though. CLB doing remarkably well at kind of surviving a fed Zed. Like, much better than they were against the LeBlanc game, where Alex just, like, did whatever he wanted all game long, and it was, like, super ugly. But CLB, I mean, to their credit, making it a competitive game.
Yeah, that's true. They are definitely not rolling over in this one. Just checking it.
And that's the ward control problem. I said, you know, 20-minute Barons aren't off the table. CLB feeling that themselves. TDK doing a great job of maintaining ward control. The question is, with a lead this big, you expect them to get to do whatever they want. What they want to do right now is keep ward control over the Baron area and be able to create death brushes and threaten the Baron sneak that would make CLB face check them.
That's true. They do have 2 blue trinkets, though, and an ultimate.
True.
ICanEU. Sneaking a Baron is going to be a tall order. Alex is just doing his own thing. He's going to continue to split push just because nobody can deal with him at this point in the game.
Orlo looked for the play to make, can't find it though. Missing a lot of these unstoppable onslaughts here. Spreads the team apart. Maria dashed off the wall, legendary. Going to be safe, forcing a flash now out of Morgana. TDK giving a lot of space to the 5-man group of CLB. They swapped away from Alex Itch. It's going to give him time in this bottom lane to maybe press his turret down.
That's the thing, is they're trying to just avoid the hard engage. Lorlo went because it was a timer where he's like, we have to go now, or else Alex Itch is going to get to this turret and apply pressure. And now TDK are trying to get there and cut them off before they can reach Alex.
Yeah, that bottom lane turret's going to be kind of on numbered days. Same for mid tier 2, actually. TDK staying for this one a bit. Engage might come through. Ooh, good. True Shot Barrage hits 2. But Alex still uncontested bot lane, and TDK likely to get a turret out of this one to really no sweat off their brow. A little bit of disengage, a little bit of poke. The flash in, Kez wants this one. Does go for Lorlo. Is there enough damage? Dodge from the Javelin kill comes in indeed. Nice job, RF Legendary.
They sent,
the bot lane
they've
tier 2
sent
will die.
3 people towards the bottom side to deal with Alex, and then nobody actually dealt with him.
Yeah, a bit of a miss of sort of attribution of resources there by CLB. They let their sort of top laner just stay overextended in the mid and let him drop down here. More pressure comes in. Sticks say, typical AD carry player.
Getting hit by bindings.
Yeah, we've seen enough of those in my day, usually by me. And TDK now sitting on a 7,500 gold lead. Pretty darn significant. They're ballooning here in the mid game.
That's a great way to put it,
yeah.
too. Is that they're ballooning pretty much out of control. And Alex, like, nobody can deal with him still. It's going to be a long time before anybody... Actually, I don't even think there's a point in this game where an AD carry is going to be able to deal with him until they get QSS.
Won't matter.
And then they're going to need Lulu.
Yes.
It's...
Exactly. At some point, QSS comes in, but Zed just has so much just damage that Deathmark's not required. Think card flashes out, gets slowed, does not land the Q, but it's still going to be enough. Lulu, not enough.
God.
Yeah. Deathmark pop does a bit of damage, guys. Smoothie's on a bad spot. Binding it, Sticks say no! AD carry players, please! You're making me feel bad. Kenny coming in as a support, but not going to be enough. The heals coming in.
The crits,
Maria chasing down. 55% crit chance. Flash in, crits on the first attack. There you go.
Oh my god, that was like 4 or 5 crits in a row. And 55%, right? Like,
yep.
You're going to crit more often than not. But damn.
Yeah. Life pain for the CLB lineup. 3 kills picked up for 1. TDK getting pretty far ahead on this one.
It's the beauty of Phantom Dancer, second item.
It's pretty darn strong. Not the best at turret killing. You kind of feel bad sitting there on attack speed and your hits usually like 90 to a turret, but
yeah.
You know, it's good at killing champions when you crit for 568.
At 24 minutes when people have 1600 HP.
All right, so here we go. Scoreline 13-4, 3 dragons to 0. Gonna be number 4 fairly soon, actually. And TDK seeming like they will want to play a little bit more of a controlled mid game. Now, guys, we do have a quick game pause here, so we're gonna be on us for a little bit. But TDK, right, controlled game.
Yeah.
They were basically saying, okay, Alex, go split bottom. We'll keep you enough ward control that you won't get ganked. We'll pressure the rest of the lanes. And they were just sort of slow burning the tier 2 turrets down. And slow burning all the dragons. Dragon 5, right, it's not far away. It's a decent win condition to go for.
Yeah, that's true. They are sitting at 3. Not too far. Like, they can control the map, though. They have so much control over this map. Like, I can't really nail it down just yet, but the ward control from CLB is very lackluster. Like, they don't have a Sightstone jungler against 2 Sightstones.
Right.
Sammy is new to the lineup, and getting those wards is very difficult when you're having to take care of your 2 AD carries against a Zed that's constantly pushing.
This is the problem. If you're taking CLB's lineup at face value, and they're clearly trying in this game, right? Again, I want to kind of dismiss all the trolls who are like, oh, they're phoning it in. They're clearly trying in this game, but Sammy has no competitive experience that I know of at all. And Stixay is not a jungler. Your 2 primary
that you know of at all.
I mean, he's clearly a god, but as far as the sort of primary vision distributing roles have no competitive experience on their roles, no surprise, CLB's ward control, not very good. And it is showing, right? They had to Ezreal ult Baron at 21 minutes flat because they had no way of checking it. It's a rough game. It's getting out of control. CLB are certainly falling very far behind.
And here's the thing, too, is they're up against a squad that has one of the most vision control-centric junglers that we've seen, even when he was in the LCS, Kez.
Yeah.
Like, he's on Vi, and he still has a Sightstone. That's how much he loves that item, and he loves vision control, because it allows his team to make plays. And when you have a playmaker like Alex Ich, a lot of the plays are going to be coming from him, and not so much the jungle. You're basically a Q and then point on click, and then a ward dropper.
But heck, Vi Zed, like, it's going to blow up any one target you want, and it's cool. Like, Vi even has Armor Shred to help Zed do more damage. Hey, a lot of fun things happen here. I actually want to take a step back and talk about more about why TDK's goals seem to be about controlling Dragon. And I think it's especially more useful to talk about now that we're on 5.5 and on live 5.6, because you're seeing tank junglers. So kind of coming back to what happened in like late season 3, when tank junglers were really big, we're talking about like Cloud9, Meteos playing Zac every game, and like Balls is running on like a tank half the time. So double tank lineups are really good at diving turrets, especially in a world post 5.5 where you actually, like, those turrets don't have very strong shields anymore, where diving's even easier, especially mid lane. Double tank comps can dive turrets and end games by diving, right? If this was like top lane Sion and jungle Sejuani for TDK, and we'll say Kennen mid for Alex Ich, that team could just go face tank you under a turret and ace you and close the game that way by hardcore pushing, hardcore diving. This is not the lineup TDK has. Fighter jungler who went warrior first, sightstone second. Okay, now he's got a Warmog's Ninja Tabby, but that's nothing like what you're going to see from like a Sejuani this far into the game. Even a slightly underfarmed Sejuani is going to be tankier than Kez is right now. You don't have the beef to dive these turrets for this composition. TDK has to play an entirely different way. And they don't have Caitlyn, they don't have Kog'Maw, they don't have these long-range AD carries that can poke turrets down. Sieging is not the way you play this game by TDK. They're saying we're going to play by split push, we're going to get what turret damage we can if we out-rotate you, but that's a secondary. That's like, if it happens, it happens. They're playing for objectives instead.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense because you're up against Nidalee, Ezreal,
right,
Lulu, and then a second AD carry, which is Graves. So this team is going to clear waves. They're going to do a lot of damage to minions very quickly. If you dive them, they have a lot of persistent damage. And if you're worrying about a turret at the same time without a tank, right, because they don't have a tank on their lineup, Vi will get there eventually, but not to the same degree as like a Sejuani and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a lineup that you have to kind of skitter around, and I think the split push is the exact way to do it, as well as objective control.
Yeah, and again, to CLB's credit, I mean, they are not allowing these dives to happen. They're getting the occasional out-rotate. I mean, it's 5 turrets to 1, it's 15 kills to 5. Certainly, good things keep happening for TDK, and that's them forcing really good engages. And occasionally, it's CLB misstepping, but, you know, CLB, generally speaking, like, not getting themselves in frequent situations where Alex gets a free kill. I guess it's getting a little bit worse over time as he gets more and more farmed. But, you know, game slipping away. CLB, they have, again, they have elements of magic damage with the Nidalee jungle, who's got pretty good farm. Lulu support, it's a little bit, not a ton. But double AD carry, they've got a tank line up there as well with a reasonably well farming Scion. Like, the elements of a comp are there. But I'm thinking about, like, what kind of comeback would even happen. With how slow TDK is playing, there's no, like, really obvious comeback where, like, oh, they're going to be diving, they might screw it up. There's, like, no even individual champion you could take down. It's like, it's a Kennen who can run away and has a Zhonya's and, like, almost a Luden's Echo. That's going to be scary. It's, oh, Warmog's Vi. It's a Zed who's gigantic. It's a Lucian who has probably Black Shield most of the time. Like, there's no good pick potential. The comp doesn't even do picks. Like, they have 0 targeted CC in any meaningful way on CLB. They have no targeted slows or stuns or anything. I don't know what CLB does to win this game.
A lot of that has to do with the way they drafted, too. Multiple AD carries, all squishies, except for your Scion against a Zed, a Morgana, and a Vi. It's really rough.
Yeah.
Really rough. Like,
Kennen, Zed, and Vi are all banes of AD carries.
There would have to be some type of positional misplay from TDK, right? Something that they can take advantage of. Because right now, Alex is at the point where he's just popping your AD carries at will.
Yeah.
He has no regard for them, and they're basically gold in his pocket at this point.
True. And you have to play very far away from him.
Like, they'd have to get a 5-man engage on the rest of the team while Alex is split pushing, and then get objectives off of that.
And I want to point that out, actually. There is actually a point where that almost happened. So it was a specific window. Alex was pushing bottom lane. He recalled to buy Last Whisper. CLB, instead of shoving bot back out and, like, getting some temporary gold, they grouped as 5 and tried to force top. That was a sign we saw in, like, that top lane tri-brush where he arced around and tried to catch it. They forced, like, 2 flashes. That was CLB identifying the recall and saying, this is the only chance we have. They got a couple flashes for it.
Yeah, they did.
Like, both teams realized, oh, shoot, you're right. CLB has to, you know, you have to give these guys a little bit of respect here. Unfortunately, again, we talked about no targeted CC. There's no Vi. There's no Sejuani, who's at least fairly reliable at her engages, more so than a Scion. Well, guess what? If you can't force 5v4s, you can't break split pushes.
Yep.
That's really what it comes down to.
Has to be reliable CC. Yeah. It's a reliable way to start the fight. And Scion really isn't the most reliable way to do that at all.
No, Nautilus wouldn't work here either because of, like, the Black Shield existing on whoever you target. Not a lot of tools available. TDK, though, with the ward control and with, looks like a lot of control over the map, they're going to go for Baron. 25.5 minutes in, spotted out by the Ezreal ultimate, but it's likely not going to be enough for them. Stixxay leads the charge. He knows with a little bit of vision that he knows what's around. Baron, though, very low. Javelin spots Kez, and Kez has to get out. CLB might stop this one. Lurlino in the front lines looks for Legendary, but Alex got that gold in his pocket. There comes RF Legendary. Kind of wants something.
Cashed in on Think Card. Now Alex wants more. They're going after Lurlo. No ultimate, no escapes.
None at all. 2 for 0, and the angry Scion now goes for Maria. Tries to win the duel. Okay, I guess Kez helps. Okay. So this is what the pause was for. We actually had a disconnect. We didn't talk about it on the air, but we got to see it on the screen. There's a pause from Maria having a temporary internet lapse, and okay, a free kill given over to CLB as a result. But in the real world, we are back on track, and the game is resuming. Thankfully for TDK, they're still pretty far ahead here.
Doesn't mean too much. I mean, Maria did get shut down there. So that's how you get back into this game, is TDK disconnect.
Oh no, let's not go there, please.
I'm just kidding.
I know, but Dragon number 4 now going to be picked up pretty much on time. These Dragons are alive for maybe like 20 seconds on average each time. I really do have to commend TDK for good Dragon timing for the roster. And we're going to look at a 3250 respawn on that. So Think Card dies. Yeah. Typical jungler, it's pretty much mechanics.
Typical jungler.
Yeah, so that was the kill we missed.
Wow.
6-0-1 on Zed. Doing very well for himself. AlexItch, 17-1-7. 6-0-1. Tends to be doing quite well in the mid lane here against CLG Black.
Gets a QSS.
For exhaust.
Yeah. It's just for the exhaust and the polymorph.
Sure. It's worth it. It actually ends up being a pretty good offensive item. I mean, that's kind of the core abilities. You get the flat pen item and the percent pen item and the Ruin King, and then you get whatever else.
Oh, man. That's like just extra insurance on top of it. He's not deviating too much from it. And also going for the Black Cleaver, not the Yomu's build.
He's got 2 other AD champions to worry about. Vi and Lucian care about that armor shot coming in. I personally prefer Cleaver in most cases on set. I just think as a
lot of them go for that mid-game power spike, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're like better at 1v1ing.
Yeah.
It just definitely is. Inter pushing. Lorlo not going to catch Maria here. But the Baron attempt once again stopped here, so C will be able to interrupt the TDK Baron attempts. And mid lane turret is going to go down here, so AlexItch, the problem is he's still pushing bottom lane. CLB tried to make a play while he was down there. They got mid lane out of fort. Alex stays. He wants to fight Lorlo.
He's testing his damage. He's applying some stacks of Black Cleaver before he opens.
There's the attempt there. Lorlo going to lose a lot of health, but Death Mark is not enough, and AlexItch actually dies to the turret. Lorlo is too tanky for Alex and wins the fight with help from his base.
Alex still had flash, too.
Yeah.
It's still tanky. Actually, Lorlo is pretty tanky.
He is.
So it works. Just
80 carry mechanics. Dixie drops down Smoothie.
Maria. That one. Whoa. That.
A lot of damage coming in. True shot barrage. 80 carry mechanics. Dodges both ultimates. Maria. Incredibly good player here.
Support mechanics.
Whatever. Playing 80 carry. Played the role more than twice now.
Officially 80 carry player.
In my heart, Maria
you only have to play it twice. That's how easy the role is.
Oh, please. Most people who play bot lane play both roles pretty frequently in solo queue.
That's true.
That's probably like what I'd be most comfortable playing in solo queue if someone takes AD carry, considering I can already know the lane matchups. I will take everyone's farm, but I will play air quotes support.
As support? You'll take everyone's farm?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll play like support Bramson, you know? Sammy, 1v1 against AlexItch. Gets away.
Didn't hit any follow-up spells for the most part.
Yeah.
It was just one. Didn't get a lot of autos. Didn't use the Blade of the Ruin King.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I didn't use the... Because that would have probably gotten the kill. Or at least would have forced the... Oh, it was actually on cooldown at the time, is what I hear.
Was it?
Just barely. Just barely.
Just barely.
All right, it's back now, though. Beware AD carries and everyone else in the game.
Yeah, because he used it on Lorlo, so yeah, it would be just about up right before.
Red buff taken by Kez.
He's probably hitting it like, why? Why is it not going? Oh! Yeah, I mean, Stixay does a lot of damage. Their poke is actually a pretty legitimate way to get people off of objectives and possibly wiggle their way back into this game. And if it stalls out for a very long time, and they all get 6 items.
Double AD carries do scale well. There's always that chance that a very, very long game ends up being a good thing. Because certainly the mid game is not going to be going well for CLG Black, but they're sitting within an 8,000 gold game. That lead has not been growing too fast. Problem is, We are 2 minutes away from Dragon number 5. TDK will have so much map control off that. They likely get Baron off that as well, just because I can't see CLB winning a fight against them against Dragon 5. And then you'll see some pretty brutal pushes come out as a result.
They just need that last Dragon. 1 minute and 30 seconds before that Dragon comes up for TDK. Baron, a little bit later than that, is up right now. Yeah. So it's still being
likely picked up right after.
They could pick it up right now, but they have to get control of the area. CLB don't have any vision on it.
Well, they're trying a little bit. They've still got double scrying orbs up for both of their marksmen this game. Has real ulti available as well, so if they ever sniff it out from TDK, they've got a lot of ways of checking. I don't think TDK can reliably Death Brush.
They have a ton of control of that Baron area, though. 40 seconds on the Dragon. So that's going to be where TDK set up. They placed their wards on the Baron, then they ran to the Dragon to make sure that their options are covered. But CLG Black, they have the inside track here. They don't have vision. CLG Black doesn't on the Baron. They don't really have any on the Dragon either. They have to use their bodies to kind of occupy these areas.
Well, the Alamo here for CLG Black. Can they stop Dragon 5 from happening? Even a steal would at least buy some time for the team to scale up. Stixxay, 80 carry mechanics. Maybe he can take Dragon with a smite and a takedown. TDK do pull the entire team in. You've got Alexich right now coming into frame. Nice binding on a Stixxay though. Good bit of damage. There's the engage and the dive on to Nidalee. Gonna try to flash away, but RF Legendary in the fight as well. 2 for 0 so far. The battle has started. 4 kills picked up really quickly. Lorlo, the tank, the last one alive, will use teleport, but caught out by the VIQ. That's gonna be Dragon 5 very easily. Lorlo just gonna dance around in the corner, playing DDR.
That was a quick 5-man meltdown there from TDK. Binding hit Stixxay. Typical 80 carry player, taken out immediately. And then RF Legendary with the follow-up, it was just a really good collapse there by TDK after that one binding by Smoothie.
All right, so sending all 5 on the Baron. Actually, I think RF Legendary should actually go and split top and clear the wave out to buy a little bit more time for the team to do whatever they want.
He's gonna go do it.
Yep, they're gonna go now. Kez, Maria, and Smoothie will stay for this one.
Or is he? It's Alex's farm. Alex's farm. He needs the farm.
I don't know if he needs the farm. I'd actually rather give him
he needs the farm.
Well, he's gonna get the farm either way. Baron is picked up. Timer is going to be there for CLB, but Dragon 5 and Baron both on for the next 2.5 minutes. This is the biggest disparity you will see this game is the next 2.5 minutes.
Hitting those 6-item spikes, 5 items and potions for Alex right now.
It's just one-shots Raptor camps. Now you do deal 30% bonus damage to minions and monsters. Like Dragon 5 makes it so easy to kill Baron, because you do 30% bonus damage to it. Well, CLB, again, they try to make some split push pressure. They got a recall right away. RF Legendary could stop some of these recalls, though. Mid lane inhibitor's going to die. CLB not respecting how fast TDK could get back down there. Kennen still trying to stop people. Stixxay is around, lands a javelin. I guess they're going to go for it, but the problem is, it is still a 5 versus 2 over here. Lorlo, ThinkCard, actually Kenny's also in this one, so a 5v3, but they're going right now. The dive on a ThinkCard into the fountain. 80 carry mechanics, they're gonna pick him up. Kenny is burning, but will survive. Oh, the death mark picks up the Ezreal though. This is gonna be the game right now. 35 minutes, TDK 2-0 CLG Black.
In a pretty convincing manner too. At the start, it looked like CLG Black, they were taking the game seriously and trying their hardest, but it didn't seem like it was enough without the synergy between the roster and the familiarity with those roles in competitive play. Because Alex was able to just run over that entire game after getting just a little bit of help from Kez in the mid lane. And that was pretty much the entire story of the game. RF Legendary, 100 CS up himself. Alex up 100 CS. Just really phenomenal play there by the TDK subs.
Gotta say, a very strong team. I'm excited to see what those players can do on their new team in the summer qualifiers, in the Summer Challenger Series. If they do make it in, it seems like a great group of players, a lot of skill on those people. TDK, though, with this game, using their subs, have clinched the second seed in the playoffs. We will guaranteed see them against Fusion in the second third match. Means we guaranteed also we know it's going to be enemy esports against Final 5 in the first fourth, and then playoffs will go from there. But, I mean, TDK was a scary team even before these roster additions. Many of you guys might be watching because of the sort of draw of Alex being in here, and hey, he's a really good player, you're seeing him. But there's a lot of skill in the TDK roster all the same, and, you know, it's a team to definitely watch out for. I think they're a team you will likely see in the promotion tournament. I think you'd be surprised to not see them in second or third place, or maybe even higher, by the end of the playoffs, and a team that, you know, we'll see face off likely against Winterfox or Dignitas.
Nice. Yeah, so seeing these guys come in here and just have a great game, just kind of flexing their muscles. I'm really curious about their thoughts and like how or like why they decided to come in and actually participate just with so little notice too.
Yeah.
Because they have their own team, right? They're kind of getting a taste of the Challenger Series before they're in it.
That's true. Well, we're gonna have to be able to have some of those thoughts shared with us. We are going to be having an interview with Alex. It's a little bit later on the broadcast. Once I hear that he is ready to be talked to, going to have him on for you guys. We can ask him those questions ourselves. That'd be a whole bunch of fun. And until we get him on, we can just sort of talk about, I guess, what we're still going to be seeing from the Challenger Series. So we know that tomorrow, there is now, let's see. So the next match on the broadcast will be Fusion versus TSM Darkness. Now, on that point, if Fusion win or Darkness lose, same thing. CLB and Darkness will actually face each other in the 5th, 6th tiebreaker match. There will not be any tiebreakers for top 4. We actually know the playoff structure entirely, so we know those matchups. But I think we're likely to still see a 4-game day today, interestingly.
I'm trying to think through it. Yeah, no, that seems right. What if TSD?
If TSD wins, they get 5th.
Yeah.
Against Fusion, which they did expose yesterday, so we can see if they can 2-0 that matchup. Anyway, playoff structure aside, yeah, we can talk about that aside. We do now have Alex Itch here to join us to talk about that victory. Man, you made it look easy. Congrats in your play.
Yeah, thank you very much. It wasn't that hard.
Well, I said you made it look easy. So, Alex, talk to me about subbing here for TDK. First of all, I guess just ask, why were you subbing the roster, and why were you picked here to play these matches?
So, we were asked by TDK because I guess they got visa issues or some other reasons why their players can't play. I think the initial plan was to swap more players, but it didn't work out well. So we got Yuna, that is initial support, playing as AD carry, but seems her Lucian is on point today.
Nice. What are your plans for Challenger and next split? Do you plan to compete?
We're making team with Scrums right now, and I think we're still in tryout, but we're playing with a Ref Legendary and Intense, ex-C90 player. And we're going to try to qualify for the next Challenger Series and then get into LCS eventually.
So what was it like having your first taste of the Challenger Series, and how do you think you guys would do next split?
Well, I think that only enemy is like super strong team right now in the Challenger Series, and they're proving it. And they're getting into LCS, and I'm not sure how, for example, Coast will do in the Challenger Series. So until there is some mystically super strong team, it should be okay for us to get into at least like to get well into Challenger Series, and then like if we get the first place, we get auto promoted, so we don't need to play against actual LCS teams for the place in LCS.
Cool. Oh, sounds like you're pretty confident making it into the North American LCS for 2016. That'll be fun to watch. I guess final question for you here. What's it like sort of being in America now and playing with this team?
It is really fun. I really like being here and playing with all the players. And I think overall, like, I got a lot of problems lately in Europe, so it's like more of a fresh start, and I feel much better right now because I see much more opportunities, and even if something doesn't go well, I will keep trying.
All right.
Well, it's good to hear that you're here for a stay. Alex, thank you very much for joining us, and hey, good luck next split.
Thanks.
Got a bit of a verbal typo there, but we're all good. So, Alex with a great sort of 2-0 start with the subs squad with his team. But again, we'll see TDK in that second place spot for the playoffs. Now, guys, we've got to take one more 3.5-minute break, but we're going to show you just why Sejuani is going to be banned against Team Fusion when they face off with TSM Darkness. Don't go anywhere. Already going for the ball breaker. Ulti goes in. Already catching Sammy. Nice binding, but here comes Nidalee. Catches Maria. Goes in for the dive. Oh, Larlo gets the yell. Doesn't get enough damage. Flash W, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
To Nidalee, gonna try to flash away, but RF Legendary in the fight as well. 2 for 0 so far. The battle has started. 4 kills picked up.